Your hook lying bridge is one of these ones where it doesn't really look like anything's happening, but your hamstring should set alight from this. So you're literally just going to dig your heels in the floor as hard as you can and then try and drag them backwards towards your butt. That's going to lift your butt off the floor, but most importantly, it's going to set your hamstrings on fire. Next up is literally just a side plank. There's not much to coach with this. Go into a side plank. That's about it. When it gets a little bit more advanced, or if you find these side planks get a little bit easy, we can go into side plank rotations, but I want you to make sure you're leading with the hip here. So I'm not rotating my upper body, it's my hip that drops down. Requires a little bit of fancy footwork and you have to stay on your toes and whatnot, but it's a fucking brutal exercise. Great way to get your obliques to fire up. Next up, the good old McGill's curl up. Everybody does these in weird different ways, but the whole point of it is that you're just going to lift your head, shoulders and elbows off the floor a tiny amount. It's basically to teach you how to brace, teach you to keep or maintain neutral spine throughout. Literally head off the floor, shoulders, elbows off the floor, tiniest bit and maintain it. You're going to try and press your lower back into your hands as hard as you possibly can. Loads of people will try and do this too much. So I think I'll show on this one, too much of a curl up. Yep, boom, no, don't want that. It wants to be really subtle. Other times people lift the elbows too far off the floor. Yep, no, don't want. It's a really subtle, lower back into the hands, big exhale, and then slowly lift your head and shoulders off the floor. Keep it for about 10 seconds. And lastly, dead hangs. Now, dead hangs, I often go into extension with these. So what we're going to do instead is put our feet just slightly on a box in front of us and just let ourselves drop down and feel all your guts and everything sink vertically. We want to make sure we've got that little butt tuck so that we're not hanging in extension, really.